Good morning. All praise go to Yahshua HaMashiach and the Most High. And today's message topic is protect the kids. And I say that because we have a phrase in our society, which is true too, that the kids are the future. But with the way we're headed, what do the future look like if this how we raising our children? And I say that because we need to protect our kids, man. We need to be more responsible for and aware of who we have our kids around and who we place trust in when we leave our kids alone with them. And I'm speaking on this because you have human trafficking, you have kids trafficking, and this stuff been going on for a while, but it seems like now all these people are being brought to the light for all the misdeeds they doing in the dark. And you have the Epstein, who just so-called committed suicide, and his sex ring he had. You had Princess Diana, who they said played a role in why she died, because she knew of the sex ring of the pedophilia that was going on in their mansion. And they had a guy, I can't remember his name, but he was documented to have molested over thousands of kids and stuff, and boys and girls and all. So you had the Penn State with Jerry Sandusky, with what he was doing with the little boys at Penn State. So you also had a story of Border Patrol that say 4,500 kids reported that Border Patrol sexually assaulted them while they was in their custody. And you have this everywhere, man. And I want to make this very clear, man. If you grown, you can choose what you want to do. The Most High get all of us free will. And in our society, when you are 18, you are considered an adult. You can do whatever you want to do. You had the freedom to do whatever you choose to do. But my thing is, when we start putting this stuff on the kids, like you have report that schools going to let kids decide what gender they want to be until like the age of 5 or something silly like that. Like, why are we placing this much responsibility on the kids to make these type of decisions? If kids was able enough to make these decisions on their own, they wouldn't need us adults in their life. They wouldn't have no need to become adults if they can choose what they want to be. Like, kids have no idea of what's going on in the world. This is why they need guidance. You cannot say stuff like that, because kids don't tell the difference at that age between what is sex or sexual orientation. They don't know anything about that until somebody put that into their lives, because they still have their innocence. Their innocence protect them from knowing and being aware of these type of sexual behavior or sexual acts towards another kid. That's why they don't differentiate between the two, or male and female. You know what I mean? So you can't say that kids are born this way, because there's a story on Vlad TV. You can check out the interview with Antonio Dobson, who he was homosexual. He was raped, when he was younger. And he goes into detail about how being that way is a choice, but also how the trauma of being raped also mixed with the feelings he had correlated into his life. But now he got him a wife, he got him a child. He said he's trying to live, in his eyes, the right way. And like I say, man, I don't got nothing against nobody, Everybody here to do. My job as a follower of the Most High is not to judge or condemn you. That is the Most High job. My job is to spread light and bring light on situations like these in our community, so we can understand, because you also have what they call the gay manifesto. Now, like I say, my problem with this stuff, now it say that they gonna infiltrate, the homosexuality gonna infiltrate schools, it gonna infiltrate, military, everywhere. And my problem come in when they make this statement about they gonna worship handsome little boys as their gods. Now, they didn't say handsome men, they say little boys. And this is what I'm saying, man. So we got documentation. You can look that up, the Gay Manifesto. And it clearly depicts these people attacking the kids, man. Like, why are we pushing this on the kids? Let the kids grow up and find out who they want to be. You know what I mean? We confusing them. And then we also got to protect the kids from people in our society that's in our family, that's around us, because we causing a lifetime of trauma in these kids' life, as well as when they get an adult, just for somebody getting a few minutes of pleasure for themselves. You know what I mean? You know, when you do these things, you are damaging the kids on a psychological level that they will never be able to understand or comprehend why you chose them and did this to them. You know what I mean? And as parents, you know, we got to be responsible who we let our kids be around, because, you know what I mean, that's our job, to protect our kids. And I feel like, you know, in the society we have, we don't do a good job of that, you know, because we have guys who are pedophiles. Like, we have people who don't share your moral interest in what you think is correct and right in our society. We have people who don't share your same opinion or your outlook. So in that, being aware of that, we have to make sure we do the right thing. That's just like if you have money and you leave it laying around, you don't know who will steal from you until you give them the opportunity to steal from you. So we got to limit the opportunity that we have to put our kids around people who would take advantage of those opportunities. And that's what I'm saying. So, you know what I mean? Like I say, man, I ain't got nothing against the LGBTQA community, man. You know, y'all do what y'all want. I don't care. Y'all grown. Have fun. But how is this supposed to be love and supposed to be all this what you saying if you pushing this on our kids and you telling me that you worship the little boys as your guys? Like, come on, man. Like, we gotta have a better foundation on how we raising our kids. Then we talking about, if you send your kids to school, what really are they learning if they not really in the private school? Because nowadays schools are overcrowded. They don't have no textbooks in school. So they done took learning out the school. They done took God out the school. Now they trying to give the teacher guns in the school. Like, that gonna help or solve anything, to take this stressful person in this stressful environment and give them a weapon. That's why the police keep shooting everybody, because you giving the wrong people weapons, man. You know what I mean? People who stressed out and trigger happy, and you want to get them a weapon. That don't solve anything. You know what I mean? Then the kid grow up. If the kid ain't going to a university, if they go to a technical or a community college, they end up in debt. So you be 50 years old still trying to pay student loans that's on your credit report. But the kids are the future, right? This is how we raising the future, where we raising an institution where everybody is just nothing but workers of the system. You know what I mean? Just like the Matrix, you battery to the system, you power in the system. That's how they look at us. That's how they look at our kids, man. This is why you have that thing where they consider age of 3, your child can be eligible to go to jail. They know your child can go to jail or not at 3rd grade, I mean. So, I mean, you know, we got to do a better job at protecting our kids, because the people in charge are well known for doing these type of things. Like, you just had a report, and you can look this up, in South Carolina by Deputy Neon Light. He just had one of his officers just got caught in the sex sting for trying to solicit sex from underage kids. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You have people who deep into this stuff, and we don't protect the kids enough, which are allowing them to be traumatized. Then they grow up with identity crisis because they don't understand their sexual orientation, so they've been confused, and after being raped as a kid, they have a pain inside them that they never overcome psychologically, so they grow up with identity crisis. And this is how a lot of people into homosexuality. Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them, but when you do research and you see, and if you even talk to a few, a lot of these people who claim to be homosexual have been molested at some point in their life when they was a child. You know what I mean? And that's just the reality of some of the cases in this situation. You know what I mean? So, You know what I mean? And this stuff go back, man. You been having stuff like this happening, man, and it's to a point where we as a community, as a people, man, we gotta want better for what we doing, man, because the way the world headed, and the only reason I say I don't agree with it, and just because I don't agree with something don't mean you don't have the right to do it. You have all the right under the Constitution of America and being a grown man with free will from the Most High to do whatever you want, male or female. You know what I mean? Just because I don't agree with it don't mean I hate you. No, I love you as a person. I disagree with your actions, but that don't mean I don't love you as a human being. I love everybody as a human being. You know what I mean? That don't mean I'm agree with everything everybody do that's human. You know what I mean? I don't agree with my wife all the time. My mother or my daddy or my brother, my sister. So it's anybody. So I'm not going to agree with everything you do. That don't mean I hate what you're doing or I'm telling you don't have the right to do it under the Constitution of America. You have the right to do whatever you want and you have free will. As a grown person, you can do whatever you want. So don't take my comments as me spitting hate, because I know how y'all people get in y'all community and y'all quick to label people as hate. I'm not hating on y'all. I'm just telling you from my point of view that you can do whatever you want as an adult. But why do we have to force this stuff on the kids, man? And that's what I'm trying to understand, because, we need to let people be who they are, man. Let people choose to do things. We don't need to try to mislead people into areas of their life. And this is the type of society we have, where people quick to try to get you to do this or fit in with this. And this is what being promoted all through your Hollywood and your music videos and your rappers and all, is this type of behavior, man. And like I say, man, there's nothing wrong with you want to do it. But why we gotta force it on the kids is all I'm saying, man. We gotta protect the kids, because the kids is in trouble with the people they're surrounded by because of the image these people portray to get around our kids, to get our blind trust, and then they end up traumatizing our child by molesting them and putting these dark spirits in their life that will last for the rest of their life unless they grow up and get some type of psychological understanding of what happened, able to accept that and forget that person and move on, which is a very difficult thing to do. So I mean, like I say, man, it's just about what we want and not what people try to push on us, because that's what the government do. They push things on us because they want us to accept their way of living and not want us to actually use our head and accept what we think is correct in our society. You know what I mean? So I just hope we can do a better job, and I want to bring light on this, because light need to be shined on this, because you have too many high powerful people, from billionaires to middle class to police officers to border patrol to your regular people, who are consistently doing this stuff to the kids, and nothing is happening to these people, man. You know what I mean? So you have it all the way around, and we need to do something about this. You know what I mean? We need to do this. Your president is in reports and got pictures of kissing a young 11-year-old girl with the dude Epstein in the picture, and you can't trust nobody here around, because we already know what he was into. So anybody around him is basically it ain't looking good for you, dog, because I mean, you been hanging around him, man. You don't look good being around him or being associated with him. And we all know what he was doing. And he got documents of plenty powerful people that was with him. So I'm not surprised he turned up dead, because he was going to tell on everybody. You know what I mean? Because don't nobody want their name and affiliated with paraphernalia in the news, the media, worldwide. Like, nah, bro. But we got to do a better job at protecting the kids, man. And I hope you got something out this. You know what I mean? I pray that we can do forward and try to create a new foundation of understanding to keep these people away from our kids, no matter who they are. Start looking at people first and not the image, man. Don't give people blind trust because of who you think they are. Look at the person first, man. You know what I mean? The kids are worth it, you know what I mean? So, I just want to leave on that note, and I hope y'all have a very blessed day. Thank you. Love you. To all the Most High, remember, this is the real peace sign. Not this. This is not the peace sign. This is the real peace sign. So, shalom. Y'all have a blessed day.